I wasn't going to do this, but I guess I will. I guess any kind of little video's a good thing to do. This is a BMW 650i. It's around 2006, November 2006. So it's titled a 2007. We're doing a simple oil change. You can look up the oil filter for it pretty easy. Here, I'll show you what it is. Well, I don't know if I should, but I guess I will. I'll show it. This is for my car only. You have to look your car up, okay? Okay, the bank of filters. So what I get is this one for this car, an HU823X. They say use man filters in these cars, so I would suggest that you use man filters in your cars. So what you get in the thing is you get the filter. Leave it in the box. Leave it in unless you're using it. Don't let the dirty wind blow on it. So there's your filter. There's your ring, and this ring here, I'll show you where that goes. I mean, some people don't even know where that goes. Why do they put that little ring in there for? Well, I'll tell you why in a second. And I tell you, one of the things that I don't use very often, but when I do, I love the hell out of it, is this Pro Series Allen thing. I'm not a sponsor. I mean, I love them. So you move this pan, you can leave that one in, just spin it around. This is a 6mm on mine. Now, you say, why don't you just take the whole canister out? Well, the reason for that is, where did I put the dumb things? There they are. Let me show you a little better. Okay, yeah, that's better. So I don't take that off, and you should drain it here first, and then you can drain there. So there you go. So this is an 8, and then let me show you something. And it just, that fits. It's just beautiful. And this is a 6, I think. Yeah, 6. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So, too good to be true. Half drive, which makes things a little easier too. Now, it'll also tell you too, I didn't show you this. It'll tell you 25 Newton meters of force to tighten it on. The drain plug is right here, 10 Newton meters. And I forget what's over there. I think it just is the brand. So this is 25, and that's 10 on this particular. I think this is a 4.8 V8, and it's smooth too. Let me tell you, I love this car. And so let's get them off of there. So it'll tell you right here. You don't even have to look them up. Speaking of that, got so many things to turn off. What I do, almost everything I have, is this one holds 8.5 quarts, and it's 5W30 in this particular climate, which is the North American southern states area, mid-Atlantic coastline, I guess you would call it. I wonder how much Castrol paid to have that on there. But anyway, I don't use Castrol. I use my 5-gallon buckets of Schaefer's and my little quart can, and so I won't be using that in it, but I will be using this. I got 5W and 10W and 20W. That's 2050. These are 30s here, but I didn't see any reason. I know what it is. I just didn't want to get them confused in any other aspect ratio, I guess, or whatever it is. Whatever you do, don't do the interval that they call for on this thing. I think it's like 15,000. I'm doing this like at 8 something. My fingers are so oily. Just don't do that. Let's see what we get out of this filter. Boy, that O-ring is mean in business, isn't it? And let it drain for a very long time. I can't get my hand on it. It's so slippery. Okay. Oh, dadgummit. I'll keep you with me here. Well, I kind of wanted you to see what comes out of there. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, I think I got it loose here. And that O-ring does hold you up. It makes you feel like you're stripping it or something, but it's just, be sure and have your Sil-Glyde ready, and you get that out of there. Don't seem like much, and there's where that little ring goes. right there. So let's take all the gaskets off and throw them in the ultrasonic cleaner and clean them out. Just let this drain. You won't make near as much mess taking this oil filter cover off if you do this. And you need to change that O-ring now and then anyway. So now's the time. Just do it every time. So this is 24. Do not use anything but a 6-sided socket. 24 millimeters at least on mine. And don't get oil all on your runway there. It does end up being a little oily. And I would recommend that you do this, even though you get things a little oily, you can wipe them off. And let's do this way. And is that a little bug? Nope. Alright, and you'll get some more oil. Be sure and wear a glove for corn snakes. And then we will have to negotiate that pass there. Doing this one-handed, that ain't optimal, is it? Well, it wants to fall down until... Are we having fun yet? Oh, there we go. Okay. All that grass in there ain't good, is it? All that glitters isn't glass. Okay. Trust me, it's easier with two hands. There you go. So, take that and throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner too. And here's my filter. And there is an up and a down. See, you got to go up that way. You'll actually find that this snaps into this. It actually has a receiver down there to take this part of the filter. It don't look terrible. I'm not going to cut it apart and do all that mess, you know. Okay, now I got to turn my camera off. How am I going to do that? I have to figure a way. Put your old stuff over here. Don't mess it up with your new stuff, okay? I did the old wait 2 hours thing. I've done this on a lot of videos. Look at it, still dripping. It's been dripping for 2 hours, and I've captured that. And that's how much oil came out. I let it drain for 15 minutes. And then I got all that dirt and oil out of there after that. So it drained for 15 minutes, going right down the hole. And then I'm just letting her just drip on out. I'm going to let it go further. If you get that much in 2 hours and it's still dripping, let her go. That's a drop of dirt going. What's over there? Oh, I think it's just there it goes. So if you're getting that, every little bit, let her go. We are ready for a symbol here. Not a standby symbol. Standby symbol is the best kind of standby for. Okay. So you'll hear that go in there with a little healthy clack. I hope. Not a but a don't seem to want to go. There it goes. Now you'll see that snaps in and you got your felty up there. Now I can't tell you that I'm going to put some oil in there because I am. I guess I can tell you. So here is this thing right here. Okay, I could probably do this one-handed, but if it pops off, it gets dirty. So, you know, put this on there, and then that goes around there, and some Sil-Glyde, put a little bit on the threads, and then that goes there. Get your, let's see if I can find a torque wrench. What is it, Newton meters? It's 25. So, yeah, I know the kinks are back there. 25 Newton meters, foot-pounds. That don't do it. Let's see if, I thought I had these rated 25. That goes to 23. See, it's always something, isn't it? It's always a problem. This big inch-pound thing. Come on, babies. I think this is going to be my closest one. You'd be surprised how much oil that took. That was pretty good. They used to put magnets on these kind of motors because they don't shed little bits of metal. Look at that. That's pretty close. Okay, let's put that on and see what we got here. So got your new O-ring on there, a little bit of Sil-Glyde around the threads, just a touch, and a little bit around the oil seal, and we'll have to kind of force it up, move the plastic out of the way. This one tab will get in your way and get things dirty. This one right here, that one is not very helpful. It's in the way. Oh, I got to show you how much oil I got. It's been about 4 or 5 hours now. Okay, torqued to its specs. I thought I had a blue cloth here. I got one somewhere, I know that. So that thing dripped for 4 hours. We've got that on it proper and that there on it proper. So all we got to do is put them little screws back in there. So let's see what we ended up with for letting her drip for 4 or 5 hours. And here's the key right here. Yep, I'd say we're going on, what, almost maybe 6 ounces. I don't know, what does this thing hold? Well, 32 ounces. Could be as much as a pint. So all that came out of there, and it was dripping when I put the plug back in it. So, all right, well, let's put these back in and drop her down and put maybe not quite 8.5, because I got it pint or so in this thing. I mean, it's not, you need to be mindful and close as you can get, you know. And there's no dipstick in this car other than me. Well, this is the way I do it. So you can tell when you got a quart in this, you got just a few seconds to get that just like that. You need not use a funnel built in, because it's a Wakefield. So I recommend that you keep count on 8 quarts. So I got that 2x4 to write on, and as I put one in, I cleaned that out with brake clean the other day, and I keep it in that bucket with a cloth over it. So let's do that, and then we'll talk about resetting the computer. It's too hot for me out here. I had a 1990 right-hand drive Mercedes-Benz S-Class I got in England, and I was driving it one day and the oil light came on, and I thought, well, that's it, because Americans, the oil pressure lamp, it starts going off like at 3 pounds. Man, it's over by then. That light when it comes on just says, well, lots of money. It's like the check engine light. So this car does not have a dipstick. A lot of cars don't now, I hear. I don't know how true that is. But I trust this car. It may blow up tomorrow, but the sensors I trust. Because one of the shops I work at, I have to park on an incline, and it'll tell me when I pull out that I need to add oil. And then when I drive just for a short while, that light goes off. So that tells me I'm a half a quart low. So I trust the sensors in these things. And if it works, they've got them on generators and stuff now. So if your oil level goes too low, they won't even start. So, I mean, they've got that pretty good going down here. So let's crank her up, and then we'll step outside and see if we're blowing oil everywhere. Let's see, I got a service light there, but I don't know what it's about. I'll tell you what, though. This is always the worst part of this, is looking to see if you're leaking oil everywhere. And I don't seem to be. So if there's a problem, you'd have known it by now. I don't know what the oil pressure is in this thing. My guess is 60, 80 PSI. So she's dry down there. And she'll settle in. There she goes. Now, you have to, oh, I gotta leave that door open. Okay, now let's, boy, the air conditioning feels good. Okay, so let's shut her down. Okay. I'm gonna take the keys out. So, now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tell you the doobly-doo steps you gotta do all over to get the thing and press the button and do the oil. No, don't do that. There's a couple of videos on how to do that. Go ahead, because you're going to need it sooner or later. Get you one of these right here. Not a sponsor, but they were kind enough to, because I made a nice video about it, they sent me some money back, but that doesn't affect this. I had to get that to bleed the brakes in this car. Those of you who have dealt with that beauty, when I was putting the valve cover gasket in it, you'd think this thing was a piece of junk, wouldn't you? But you know, it brakes like any other car. Okay, we got that in there, and she's coming on. Now this particular all-tail, I have, close your door, always close your door. I have sort of tuned up. So, see, it says oil reset right there, you lucky devil. Oh, let's see. Oh, I meant to see what it was on. Accept. And then the middle button. I know. The old airbag thing. I've worked at that all. I'm going to work at it. So let's see where I was. See, I had 4,000 miles left on a 15,000. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm knocking 4,000 off that. Now, I'll tell you something interesting you may not know. If you want to do state inspection, you don't do that through the computer or anything. You can just do that. Go in there. So engine and oil filter. Okay, remaining distance, see above. Well, I don't believe that. So let's go into oil reset. Okay. And we are in the European market. Yeah, I took a bunch of junk out of this. Come on, baby. Okay, BMW. And I use Rolls Royce sometimes. I got one I actually work on. Turn ignition off. Okay. Now you go down to your series. And it's a 6 series. And we are an E64 because it's a 650i tri-ped coupe. I love that it just says oil reset. Well, you want to listen to the music? Okay, no. Okay, how was that? Okay, so spark plugs. I did those not long ago. That's a pretty good video too. I'm rare because I own this car and I work on it. A few people who own these work on them. I do the micro filters. Ooh, you can do vehicle inspection through this. I didn't know that. Trouble check. So we're all done with that. So let's we were at 4,000. Let's see where we are. Yeah, 15,000. All right. Now remember, you can't do that through the computer, either in the dash or with an all-tail. I think you might can do it with an all-tail. So I went from 4,000 to 15,000. For Lord's sakes, don't go 15,000 miles. So I know it holds almost 2 gallons, but you know, just don't let that happen to you. Okay, that's it on the oil change thing. It's been pouring rain. That's good because they just fertilized. So that's going to put me off my dinner for a while. So just to be nice to me, just give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe. Okay, let's turn everything off and go in. Bling. Thanks for sharing time with me. Woo! Well, that's some rain there. Look at that, clear skies right over there. Man, that was a downburst. Well, that's the way it goes. Let's go to the house.